Salute to all the Patreon members, all the subscribers. I want to thank you guys for your support. Really means a lot to me right now. I am in Canada, so I don't have my computer with me. I don't have a device where I could upload videos, share pictures. I'm doing everything from my phone right now, so bear with me. Just gonna get audio this time. All right. Check out the links in the description box below for the Patreon page. Join the Patreon page. I just uploaded a brand new video yesterday. No, 2 days ago. You guys don't want to miss that. And I'm going to upload a new video in the morning. All right. So check that out. Link in the description box below for the Facebook page. Come join other like-minded brothers that are traveling, sharing their videos, pictures. A friend of the channel, Sam Combo. Where is he in right now? Damn. I think he's in Amsterdam right now. If I'm not mistaken, Sam Combo is in Amsterdam right now. So when he's done with his trip, we're gonna get some information from him. I can't wait. He always loved to share his experiences whenever he travels. All right, Sam Combo. We got several interviews from Sam Combo on this platform. So, man, I'm curious to know how Amsterdam is. Sam Combo, he lives in like the New England area. So, it's easier for him when he goes and takes trips to go over that way over to the European area. For me, I want to go to a European country, but it's going to take a little bit longer for me than him. With him, he's right there. But for me, it's easier for me to go to a country in Latin America. So I got the Latin American region. Sam Combo, he has the European region. All right. Now I also got the Canadian region, and I do want to travel to Vancouver very, very soon. I don't know when. August is a perfect month to go to Vancouver, but I had to choose Panama instead. So yes, I'm going back to Panama this month. Well, it's July right now, so the upcoming month in August, tonight, midnight will be August. So this upcoming month, I will be in Panama. I don't want to say the dates. I just want to show up and show out. We're going to do it big. Now, this time is going to be better than the last, right? We're going to go to some strip clubs. We're going to go back to Cafe Photos, which is the booty spot. Believe it or not, man, I lost 35 pounds. So I was never like a big, fat, big boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I just like to eat. I put on weight. I've always been an athletic build. But, man, when I got back from Panama, I was 258 pounds. Mind you, I'm 6'3". All right. But now I'm 223 pounds. Most of that is muscle. I've been in the gym heavy. So if I didn't go to the gym and I just lost that weight, I'd probably be at around 205 right now, close to 200. And that's like a slim build for me, so 223, man, shedded 35 pounds. So, stomach is gone. I'm shredded. Abs is showing. Shoulders is popping. Traps is popping. I might even go out there with a beater, with a tank, white tank, blue jeans, white Jordan 3s, So, Splash Wave is going back out to Panama, spinning the block, looking a little bit sexier than he did the last time. You get what I'm saying? So, salute the Scant Dollar. He's in here early. All right. I have to go back to the museum and take more pictures and videos because I lost my phone. So all my pictures and videos, they're all gone. I didn't even upload them to the cloud. You see what I'm saying? Like all the girls that I met up with over there, none of the pictures and photos were up in the cloud. I was only able to, man, get like maybe, damn. Out of all the girls I met, I was only able to like salvage like two of the girls' photos. And one of them, I wasn't able to get back all the pictures and photos and videos with her. The Bernice Burgos chick. I got a couple of photos back from her. But I don't have all the photos and videos from my phone of her in my phone and then the other girls that I met. Right. So I'm gonna go back, spin a block, do a repeat, and do it better. All right. All the pictures of the food, the videos of, you know, me out on the strip, taking videos of people playing ball at night, um, rollerblading, riding their bikes, walking, jogging, exercising. Um, the malls, the women that I met out there that way by Metro Plaza. It's in the casino. I don't have any of those photos. The steak houses, I don't have any of those pictures anymore. And I'm mad about that. So this time, when we get back to Panama, at the end of every single day, I'm gonna upload them to the cloud and make sure I keep them. Right. So that's what's finna happen. But I'm excited to go back to Panama. We're going back to the Intercontinental Hotel. We're going to get the same ocean view room, right? The same ocean view. We're going to press. Oh, I ain't going to say me, right? I'm going to press women up against that glass again like I did last time, right? At night, digging her out while she getting the view of the city. Yeah. So that's what's finna happen next time. So we're gonna do it much better. We'll hit up the clubs and some of those other steakhouses I'm gonna stay away from. I'm gonna go to more Panamanian restaurants this time. So I'm not gonna spend as much money. I was spending like $150, $200, a plate, when I was at the steakhouses. But I will go back to one, which is right down the street from me. It wasn't as expensive. It was a nice little spot. 2 stories. They had the dope pina coladas. But we're gonna hit up more Panamanian restaurants this time. Last time I did not go to a Panamanian restaurant at all. All right, and we're gonna go to the canal. All right, we are definitely gonna go to the canal this time around. So this next trip is gonna be much better. Trust me. All right, and we're gonna go to not Panamanian, Panama University. And I'm gonna hit up some of the blocks, some of the hoods when I get back over there. So this is gonna be much better than the last time. I'm gonna go to a couple people's houses this time, see how they living. This how it's gonna go. This time around is gonna be much better. All right. So y'all don't want to miss it. I will go live. I will post up pre-recorded videos. I will bless the Patreon members. So this time around, see, the first go around in Panama, that was, if I had to rate it, that was a solid 8 out of 10. That experience was a solid 8 out of 10. We're gonna have to step it up to 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 this time, 11 out of 10 this time. All right, this is gonna be a much better trip than the last. All right. And I'm familiar with everybody, the staff this time. We're gonna holler at some of the women that are the staff at the hotel this time. It was bad, right? I know they see me with girls coming back. This time, this time, you know, I'm on an interview and speak to some of those women, you know, um, the staff, because some of them were real, real cute. I hope they still work there. I hope they didn't get fired, and I hope they didn't quit and start OnlyFans, anything. I hope they still there because they was really cute. All right. But anyways, let's get into it. 992,000 women filed for divorce in America last year, 2024. All right. Now, how much money did men lose? How much money did the 992,000 men lose in those marriages? Uh, it is stated that they lost around about $42 billion. Men lost $42 billion last year through their wives divorcing them. 992,000. Whereas like only around 300,000 men filed for divorce last year in America. So in total, about 1.3 million people got a divorce. 1.3 million couples got a divorce last year. So women are filing at a rate three times. They're filing for divorce three times. The divorce rate is three times much higher amongst women versus men. Right? What does that tell you? Man, that should tell you not to get married. Right? Not to get married in this country. I know I'm not in America right now. America, Canada, don't get married in these countries. Right? Live your life. Focus on yourself. All right? Because let me tell you, when push comes to shove, women they don't think about family. All right. I did this sucker shit years ago. Luckily, I was young. It didn't really last that long, and it was a no. All right. Um, when me and old girl was just in a relationship, everything was cool. Soon as this shit happened, it's like, the first disagreement we had, I want to get a divorce. I want to get a divorce. It's just like, wait, what? And I'm like, oh, this what she on now. All right, well, go ahead. Go ahead on that then. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you take the cats with you. She couldn't believe I said that, but it's just like, when I ain't begging you, like there's better looking women out here, but I'm like, damn, we've been together for a minute now, and like soon as you tie a knot with somebody and you do the right thing, the first disagreement they have, they try to use divorce to control you, just to test how thirsty and desperate you are. And it's like, if you're gonna use that against me, I don't need you. I really don't need you that bad. Like, I mean, there's better looking women out here. You know what I'm saying? So, um, I mean, there was no assets that we shared. We didn't have kids, nothing. We didn't own a home or anything like that. I didn't lose a dime. You know, one thing I lost for that person was respect. I lost a lot of respect for that person, and but this wasn't in, well, you know what? Never mind. I don't want to speak on that. But anyways, uh, when you see that number, and then you see what's going on out here amongst your family members, your peers, your classmates that you grew up with, your neighbors, you see the difference between like a lot of Gen X millennials, right? The Zennials, their classmates not even getting married, right? Their classmates is just they fucking, and they just running through each other, or they a lot of them respectfully, and it's their preference on same sex relationships, right? So family really isn't on their mind at all. You don't even hear the words coming from Zennials. And that's the thing, like some of us, everybody that's listening right now isn't 35 plus, right? People that are listening right now, some of us that are listening right now are in our 20s. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people in their 20s, they haven't even heard the term family coming out their classmates, their peers, the people they grew up with, they haven't heard that come out of their mouths. They haven't seen that. They didn't have a grandmother that stayed with granddad. They didn't have parents that really stayed together. They parents split when they was like 1, 2, 3 years old. They weren't even, by the time they had a memory, by the time they could remember, the youngest age, at their youngest, they could remember that, okay, my parents and my dad, they were never together. Their mother was never with anybody. Their mother just had men come in and out. And when a man didn't do exactly what she wanted him to do, when a man wanted to be a man and was just like, hold on, you're not going to disrespect me, she got rid of him and got another man. And the moment she met another man, the man was in mama's bed that night, right? She didn't even slow walk the man into the relationship and then respectfully introduce the man to the daughter, to the children, to the son. You know what I'm saying? Didn't even properly introduce the man to the fucking baby daddy. It was just like, whatever, this is what I'm doing. So what? Right? So when they get older, some will say, hey, I don't want to be like that. Some, they'll say they don't want to be like that, but then still following those footsteps. I'm going to do everything the opposite that my mama did. And it's kind of like, okay, you have kids, you probably get married and did something that your mama didn't do. But then it's kind of like, you know, that short temper, short fuse, I can replace you because in the moment I'm upset right now. I don't want to take responsibility or accountability. I don't want to be called out by some man. I don't want some man telling me what to do. I don't want some man thinking he's the man in this household, right? You heard Cardi B saying that. I don't make you feel like the man in this house. That's how most women feel, right? Why am I yelling? I'm in a hotel. People in this hallway gonna hear me. Hold on, let me slow it down. All right, I don't want people in the hallway to hear me because I mean, they need to hear this, but all right. A lot of women, they don't want you to feel like you're the man in the household, right? Sometimes, like you being in a boyfriend girlfriend relationship, that shit lasts longer than a marriage, right? A boyfriend girlfriend relationship making empty promises, that shit'll last 10, 15, 20 years. Look at Jim Jones and Chrissy, right? Now, Chrissy, I mean, both of them are people of a certain age. Chrissy's in her 50s. She's older than Jim. Jim is like 49 years old. All right. Jim, well, Chrissy, she dated some notorious drug dealers that got killed down there in DC. All right. This is a known fact. There's pictures. This isn't allegedly. No, she was dating some real live dope dealers back in the days, some kingpins back in the days that got killed down there in DC. All right. But nonetheless, they had like their little TV show. They was on Love and Hip Hop, and people kind of tune in to how they interacted with each other, whatever. There was a lot of promises being made about kids and marriage, and you saw Sierra get at Jim Jones recently talking about when are you gonna get with Chrissy and marry her? I feel like she's holding you down. I mean, she was way out of pocket to bogart his interview and do that, right? But at the end of the day, it's like, why would I get married? Because the relationship, you not having a title and you not have access to my, just dangling the carrot of a title or the potential of you extorting me through marriage and the government. You linger over somebody's head. They'll stay around if they like you enough. Look at Birdman and Tamar Braxton. Well, not Tamar. Tony Braxton. They have been together for like over 20 years. Well, I remember back when I was like in high school, they had a video together. Some big timers and Tony Braxton song. They had a song together, and I believe that was like 20 years ago. And there was rumors they were together back then. And so they've been together off and on for like 20 years. The moment they get married last year in November, that December, this chick filed for divorce and wants alimony and not child, but alimony from him and like separation pay. So, and I remember, what's the sister's name? Shahrazad Ali, scholar, knowledgeable woman, a respectable black woman in the community, an intellect, great speaker. Shahrazad Ali even said, we got this thing fucked up backwards in the black community. I'm paraphrasing what she said, was kind of like, you know, where's the love in a black community? It's like, you'll be with somebody for 10 years. The moment you get married, they want a divorce in like 6 months. It's like, I remember she mentioned that a long time ago when I watched one of her speeches. And damn it, if that's not to a T, right? So, it's pointless getting married. It's pointless to go out and do all this traditional shit when women have said, if you say traditional woman, that turns a lot of women off today, right? I want a traditional woman. It's like, who the fuck are you? And what makes you think that you deserve some traditional woman? What is that? What are these traditions that you speak of? Those are so outdated. And you know what? You're right. It's outdated, right? It is outdated. Marriage is outdated, right? Being faithful in a relationship really is outdated, right? Respecting each other in a relationship is outdated. Women, men, you going on dates. Like when men tell me about how a date went wrong, it's kind of like, for whatever reason nowadays, I've been giving negative feedback towards men who talk about a bad date that they went on. It's kind of like, the fuck you taking women out on dates nowadays. that is that is not traditional. I mean, that's way too traditional. That's out of date now. That's out of style now to take women out on dates. And whose fault is that? Right? Now, you might think I'm going to say it's women's fault. Not necessarily, right? It's men and women's fault. I blame it on the men. Somebody today told me about a post that they saw on Facebook. A woman, she had like a real seedy photo of her half naked or whatever, and in the caption, I forgot exactly what he said. It was uh like, so she posted up a picture half naked and said, choose 2 out of 5. And the choices was like, have sexual access with me for the rest of your life, get paid $25,000 every month for the rest of your life, have all expenses paid for when traveling for the rest of your life, and I forget the other 2 choices. And in the comments section, a lot of the guys was choosing like, get paid $25,000 a month for life and sexual access to her every single night for the rest of their lives. And a lot of them was older guys. And I'm like, this is the problem right here. This is the problem. You're the problem. Men, let me tell you something. Now, getting married, you're not doing that's supposedly you're doing the right thing, right? But the government is working against you to extrapolate funds from you. The government is helping women to extort you, right? $42 billion men lost in divorce cases last year alone. All right. So But the thing is when you see women on shows talking the way they talk, the things they're saying on social media, the demands that they make, the mistreatment that you experience, um, that is your fault. That's not women's fault. Women are responding to the market, right? When they can post half naked photos and thirst trap posts like that, and there's dozens and dozens of men in the comment section talking about my choice would be to have you. One of my choices would be to have sexual access to you every single night. And the likes and the comments, the shares, the DMs, the heart eye emojis, that is your fault, right? You gas all these women up, right? Enough men today on the internet have used social media to gas women up, right? You boosted the egos of the average woman. That is your fault. And then in the same breath, you know, on that same computer, on your same keyboard, you'll type out what's wrong with women, but then on that same keyboard, you sent some of the thirstiest DMs and comments, and you liked a bunch of photos to dozens of women that same day, right? So you use your platform to dig men more in a hole and then be thirsty at the same time. So the reason why women are today that they are, it's because of men. It's men mismanagement and how they misuse and abuse and act thirsty on the internet, right? You cannot tell women anything today, right? This whole thing about relationships, somebody who's honest, respectful, doing them right. Women, women don't give a shit about that. Women want to get ran through, right? They had slut walks how many times a row within a couple years? 21 Savage was at the slut walk, right? They were screaming, "My pussy, my choice," in the middle of the streets. All right. so so we're in different times right now. All right. You doing like marriage, this is a traditional act that is played out. All right. Now the government will figure out another way to extort you if you're not getting married, because less people are getting married, less people are having children. All right. And when you see numbers like that, them numbers are going to dwindle to where when baby boomers, Gen X pass away and the millennials become elderly, zennials, like you're not going to see as many divorces because there's not going to be as many marriages. When I see brothers getting on one knee, proposing, getting married, I look at that as some sucker shit now, some simp shit, because it's like you're not you're doing a traditional role for a non-traditional woman, and you're trying to be a traditional man for a non-traditional woman for a tradition that's not even respected and held in the air anymore, right? Getting married, that used to be something sacred. Now it means nothing. You get married today, you'll be divorced in less than 5 years, especially if it's towards somebody that looks like you, according to what the stats say. God forbid you have a kid. So now you're part of the that $42 billion plan, that $42 billion crime bill that they got right now. And when you're not getting married, they're gonna weaponize your sexual relationship with somebody. Look at Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp, like it blows my mind to hear how many people shitted on this man and said he knows better, but they don't really give a valid reason as to what he did wrong. Oh, you was with somebody that's like younger than your daughters. Who gives a fuck, right? Did you say that to Hugh Hefner? Did you say that to Bill Belichick? Are you saying that to the Raiders, the owner of the Raiders, girl? Did you say that? Are you saying that to all the men who land in Thailand every single year? The millions and millions of men who fly into Thailand every single year? Are you saying that to the millions and millions of men who are flying into the Philippines every single year? Are you saying that to the millions of men that are going to Africa every single year? So now it's like women, like men, they can't have peace at all in a relationship, right? You finally found somebody you like, they live up the street from you, but it's like, damn, but we in America, so I just, you know, I just make sure I don't get her pregnant, and I don't, I don't. Marriage is easy. I don't just don't get her pregnant. All right. In a relationship, you know, some issues happen, and now the bullshit comes up. Right. Not taking accountability, disrespectful. Right. Inconsiderate, selfish. The normal shit comes up in a relationship. You keep meeting women like this over, and it's just a repeated cycle. It's like I'm not peace. There's no peace in this relationship. All this ridiculous shit that we're going through in a relationship, it's like it doesn't have to happen. But what what holds a lot of women back in society today is their ego, right? Women have the biggest egos on the planet right now. What holds a lot of women back is their fucking ego. It's kind of like, damn, you know what? You could have just said, hey, you know what? I apologize. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for that to come out that way. I don't feel that way about you. Can you forgive me so we can move forward in this relationship? That would solve all the issues in a relationship, and you guys could move forward and be a stronger couple. But a woman's ego will not bring her to do anything like that in a relationship. So what happens is you get fed up with this shit, and either you cheat or you leave because you don't feel appreciated. Now she's a victim, you're a predator, right? At some point in time, the government is going to somehow extort you, even if you're in a relationship with a woman out here, not even in a marriage, not even having children. They're going to extort you because you were sexually involved with this woman. They already starting to do that now. No matter what the race is. There's no peace with a lot of women here. It's kind of like, man, I've seen this play too many times where now it's like, even when you're done with somebody, the government says, nah, you're not done. You're going to have to deal with this person for a long time. And y'all don't even have kids. You're not married. Now they're going to extract resources. They're going to find a way to take resources from you and give it to women, even when, you know what I'm about to say. So now it's kind of like, man, men are like, well, okay, like I'm going to Panama soon. I want to have peace and relaxation and get into some sexual activities with hopefully just one woman that I've been talking to, but I might get distracted and see better looking women and other women by the time I get down there. All right. I want to be able to go down there, lay up with a woman in my room, and not have to think about um getting robbed, getting extorted. Now there's other, there's other things involved that come with traveling abroad, like getting drugged and stuff like that, but I'm not dealing with no prostitutes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's other dangers that are involved when you deal with women from other cultures, but it's like I don't have to, you know, I'm not arguing with you about none of this. You walk down the strip in some of these cities and women have no problems shooting a shot at you. You know how many times I was called guapo? I was called handsome the last time I went to Panama. You see what I'm saying? You know, nobody was trying to rob me, extort me, nothing. Not to say it can't happen, but it's like I want to be able to go somewhere and be able, because women, they'll fight for their peace. You see what I'm saying? And they get it too. They'll fight the world. They'll fight the country for the right for them to have sex with whoever they want in peace, and you leave them the fuck alone and not say anything to them. Cool, right? We can't do that in America. Men cannot, especially black men, cannot do that in America, right? So a lot of men are just like, look here, even celebs, like, man, look here, I'm booking a flight and I want the right to be able to meet up with somebody. We find each other attractive. We do what adults do. There's no judgment involved. And the world leaves me the fuck alone about it, right? I don't want to hear any nagging. I don't want to deal with any disrespect. I'm not going to tolerate any disrespect. And the thing about it is, if there is disrespect, you can leave them and go get another woman the same day, right? And by the time your trip is over, if all of them disrespected you, I got what I wanted out of this situation. I could go back to my country. I never have to see or deal with them ever again. That's the thing, right? Some of y'all get in these relationships, y'all damn near get married, and you do everything for this woman. You make her life real, real comfortable. You do things that her mama wasn't doing for her daddy wasn't doing for her siblings weren't doing for her. You did something for somebody that has never been done before to her in her fucking life. And she says she appreciates you, but at the same time will disrespect the shit out of you, and you just can't take it no more. And because you leave, right? Some of these motherfuckers, they stalk you on social media. They call you from different numbers, right? They move next door to you and they won't leave you alone. See, that's not going to happen when I book a flight and go someplace. I don't have to worry about, um, I don't have to worry about Tamata flying her ass over to America and moving next door to me because after I broke up with her, no. Tamata's going to sit her ass in Medellin, Colombia, and figure it out and probably suck off somebody else that lives in the favela with her. All right, because Tamata, she just can't easily get a visa and come to America. Her passport ain't strong enough for her to just come to America. She's gonna have to get a visa, and it has to get approved, and it might not get approved. And then I don't give my real name out when I go to these countries, right? So it's now the dangers, yes, but it's like, man, brothers, it's like how frustrating is it where it's like you can't even You can't even just be relax with your bitch and kick it. And it's like, you can't get a, you done everything. You can't get a meal cooked for you. You know what I'm saying? You're not welcome to a welcoming home. You know what I'm saying? You can't get a conversation. They ignore you. They have nothing to say. It's just like, man, you know what? Let me book a flight, right? You do everything for somebody, then you get married. Your dumb ass gets married, and now you are part of that $42 billion crime bill, along with the 992,000 other women who want to file divorce from you because, well, we just grown apart from each other. All right, all right, and they'll do that without even blinking and not even think of you. Not even a thought after all that happens. They don't even think about, hey, you know what? This process is kind of wrong. I could just get away from this person without taking his money. Nah, that ain't what it is. They don't care. They get the house, they get the money, you paying for her lawyers, she keeping the cars. You back on your mama's couch because a woman said, I've outgrown you. I want some new dick now. Man, please quit doing that. Salute to Jordan Brilliant. Quit doing that to yourself. 2025, 2026, man, I don't want to hear about no brothers getting married ever again, ever. I just saw, I think he's a football player. Some football player got on his knees and got married to some bitch today. And it's like, I mean, it's the countdown on when she gonna take your shit, right? I like Simone Biles and that football player she with. They look like a great couple to me. I don't want to think anything negative will come about that because I do respect her and I like her a lot. So I don't want to put that on everybody. But 1.3 million divorces last year, and 992,000 of them were filed by women. That is disgusting. That is just I don't want to hear about you getting married. I remember I was in this class 2 years ago, 2023. And this dude who was in my class, he was 22 years old. So I'm like, yeah, I'm getting married soon. I told him, what the fuck you gonna do that for? Young brother, black dude, what the fuck you gonna do that for? Stupid. Man, ain't nobody pressuring me to get married to them. For what? For what? Right? Act right. You know what I'm saying? Be respectful. You know what I'm saying? We all gonna mess up, so it's not like you can't be forgiven for anything. And sometimes, issues are gonna happen, and we're gonna be stubborn enough to where nobody's gonna apologize, and we just gonna move on from it. You know what I'm saying? If you like somebody that much, but no, I'm not. I'm not marrying you. I'm not. No. For what? It's not. It's not respected anymore. It's not held to a higher standard anymore. Right? There's not a church in a community that would like tell you like, hey, look, let's reconsider this. No, don't do that. They having divorce parties. Women, they throw parties for other women that get a divorce. Right? I remember I mean he a goofy, but I remember Ray J, him and his I don't know what I don't know what's their status now. His wife or ex-wife, whoever, she cute. I'll give her that. But remember, she got on live talking about, yeah, there's a divorce party, y'all. Divorce party. You throwing a party for your divorce? Like other black women show up, they all happy. Yeah, bitch, you back out here with us. Hey, man, look, they gonna find and they gonna regulate brothers with passports traveling abroad. You know, they gonna do something about that real soon. Watch. I would say in the next 5 years, 2030, they gonna do something about that soon. They gonna either extort you or they gonna say once UBI comes out, you can't go nowhere. If you accept UBI, you can't travel outside the country. That's what I think is gonna happen. The airline industry is probably going to go back to what it was back in the 40s and the 50s, where only the rich flew, right? Only the rich flew planes. It might go back to that. So, man, man. Does anybody want to talk or chime in? If you want to talk or chime in, then let me know. Let me know. I dropped the link if you want to talk. Brother's gonna have to get a second passport. Man, I'm telling you, man, it is bloody out here. It's blood sport. It's bloody out here, man. you know, two people get into a relationship. It's kind of like the women are thinking I'm gonna break up with him before he dump me. Or I'm gonna break up with him before this, and he thinking about man, I'm gonna either get another bitch before this happen, or I'm gonna break up with her before. It's like two people just can't because you know you know the message the message in the culture nowadays, it is crazy. It is crazy. So, but what I am gonna do, man, I'm man, goddamn, I'm going down, and I'm gonna have peace with the ladies. That's what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna be at peace with the ladies. I don't want to hear about man. Just recently, it's just in America, it's like you got kids, women are ghosting. Women want to pull up on you. All right, hold on. Who was your ex? Oh, my ex was Thugnificent 187. And get the fuck out of here, man. This big booty yellow bone. I told her to pull up, and in mid conversation, I was just like, hold on, like, so your ex, how long was y'all together? Oh, 2 years. Okay, what, like, what? I was just robbing way too many. I'm like, hold on, wait, what? You from where? Oh, okay. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm not giving you the ass. Stay your ass at home. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. She told me I'm intimidated by a strong black woman who got her own. I'm like, bitch, I don't give a fuck about what you got. It ain't. You don't have. Not knocking you, but it's like you don't. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Right? It's come on now. No, yeah, I'm intimidated because I don't want you to come. I don't want I don't want the streets up in my spot. I don't want trash in my spot. That first of all, you lucky I'm even on the phone with you this long. You're a little bit too old for me, right? You're a little bit too old for me. I don't mess with women like I really don't mess with women like over 25. Really. 25, 20, 26. Like I don't really talk to y'all, you know. I'm on some real Shannon Sharp shit. I'm intimidated by you. It's I don't want to. No, no, your mind is off. I don't want I don't want your mind or anywhere near me. Well, I already don't like people as it is. So I'm gonna go down to Pan. I'm gonna get with the struggle. I'm gonna get with the eights, nines, and dimes that are in the struggle that'll appreciate uh a Benjamin Franklin, one Benjamin Franklin. You know what I'm saying? That'll appreciate Thomas Jefferson, Andrew Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Who will appreciate that. And only one of those, not a bunch of them, but just one. Man, when I got this girl's name down on the list for her to come up to the room, man, she live over by this I don't want to say the neighborhood that she live in the city, but man, let me tell you, man, it's some bumpy roads where she live at. Like she live down a kind of road where you drive down that bitch at 30 miles an hour, your tires, all four of your shit gonna be on flat. Right? People with mental problems in that area. Boy, she gonna be praising me like she in church. When she see the room that I got, well, it's the same room as last time that y'all saw that I uploaded. So y'all know what that room looked like. She gonna be praising me like we in church. That's why the staff was looking at me, smiling from ear to ear. Or the women, I'm talking about the women, the cute women that's working at their hotel. They know how much that room costs per night. Come on, I got ocean view. They know how much that room costs per night. Yeah. Them hoes call me Mister when I was there last time. Yes, sir. No, sir. This your area right here? Hold on, hold on. Why don't you come on? Hey, hey. What was that one chick's name? What was it? That one fine ass chick that worked at the dining area in that hotel. Hey, send what's her face up here. Tell her to change in an apron. No, no undergarments, nothing. Just put on that apron. Come up here with a feather duster and tell her to dust my room. That's just more fine as hell. You know, I'm not. Come on now, I'm not. I ain't putting no pressure on a woman in America. Nah, nah, nah. Get your ass up out of here. No, go ahead. You don't want to clean? Get your ass up out of here. You don't want to cook? Get your ass up out of here. Oh, you lying to me? Get your ass up out of here. You said what about my mama? Get your ass up out of here. Right? You don't want to talk nothing out? Get your ass up out of here. You don't want to take accountability? Get your ass up out of here. Oh, you trying to bullshit me? Get your ass up out of here. See, most men aren't even that cold with it. Most men would just be like, all right, I'm gonna just go fuck another bitch. While I'm with her, I'm gonna go fuck somebody else. That's 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 not, that's not a good option for you. You know what I mean? And but that kind of keeps this. Remember, like I said in the last stream, um uh fuck boys, they always got a girlfriend. They ain't never single. Right. So that should tell you something. Right. But I don't really have to stoop down to a lot of women's level in America. Like, I mean, I've already, dude, let me tell you, like, y'all think that this whole movement just started now, or I'm saying this because everybody else is saying it. Remember, mind you, dude, I stopped like messing. I started dating foreign women and started moving out the country dating foreign women in 2009, right? You talking to a seasoned vet, you know what I'm saying? 2009, I was, I had moved out the country and started dating women. All right. So that was a totally different era. That was the live mixtapes, hot new hip hop, hotnewhiphop.com mixtape era. Y'all remember that? That was the Lemonade Gucci Mane era, right? That was black boy, white boy swag era. That was rich kids era. That was Roscoe Dash era. That was swag surfing era. That was the whole swag gnarly era. You know what I'm saying? That was a totally different era, right? The women y'all going after, they was like in middle school back then. You know what I'm saying? Like they weren't even on the scene yet. That was a totally different era. I had moved out. And them bras in Canada in the Midwest, they was thirsty. If you tall, black, you, you had a cheese line of women waiting to speak to you that night in the club. Right? I'm talking about a different bra every night. That was way too easy back then. Right? I'm like, shit, man, them brothers, they can have them hoes down there. I was on my Shannon Sharp shit in 2009. Right? So, but man, anyways, like I said, don't get caught up and be a statistic. They're gonna find little ways to try to extort you and extrapolate money up out of you and funds up out of you and resources up out of you to help save these hoes out here. Right? Even if you're not married, if you don't have kids. So the best way to avoid that, um, what do they say? I guess the best protection is prevention. How does that saying go? You know, the best protection is prevention, or the best whatever. Man, look, it is not perfect getting a passport. You know, women are not that much better overseas, right? Brothers are still kind of getting hemmed up in certain places overseas also. Um, but at the same time, you know, there's a lot of brothers. It's not million. It's not 1.3 million men who travel abroad that fucked up shit is just happening to. No, it's a handful, and even then, that's still too much, right? So Um, like you remember that live stream I did when them six brothers ran a train on that woman? And what was that? Was that Colombia? They ran a train on that woman, and it's like they only gave her the price of one. Like that's that was messed up. That was wrong. That was very wrong. Like she took on six guys. You guys could have paid that amount times six. And come on now, like that's only fair. That's only right. Like that's a soldier right there. That was a trooper right there. Y'all could have, if she asked for $100, right? One, yeah, even if she asked for like $50 for one guy for sex or whatever, she probably got kids. She got to feed her family and this, that, and the third. Like to put that on her conscience to where she took on six guys for $50 or $100 for the price of one. Nah, man. Like, you see, I don't roll like that. And I don't have people around me that roll like that. Women or who know me know I ain't cheap, right? If there was six of me in that room, she would have got a grand. She would have got paid at least 1,000 for taking on six of us. And I mean, that bitch would have been so happy. She would have asked if she could stay the night. she would have been cooking breakfast in the morning, had the place clean, clothes washed, folded, without even asking her. She would have just done that. She wouldn't have got no rest that night. She'd have been working so hard. Oh, can I stay another night? Please, can I hang with y'all? How long y'all staying? Can I just hang in the house with y'all, please? You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't a cheap dude, so, brothers, that's what an appreciation for, the efforts that we're doing, because we don't have to do it at the end of the day. But man, y'all's minds is still on this traditional girlfriend, boyfriend, marriage shit. It's like, come on, man. Get with the times. Get with the times, get your passport, and you know, get a little bit of peace. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of peace, a little bit more peace, right? That's why I ain't go to Mexico City. It's way too many. It's way too many American women in Mexico City. You got to go to Monterey, where they shooting a little bit more up there. The crime a little bit higher, and the hoes they a little bit too scared to go over there. Right? See, Mexico City, that's like the safest city out of like Guadalajara, Mexico City, Monterey. That's why I'm gonna go to Monterey the next time. I don't hear that there's too many American women over there. And I hear the women, the women in Mexico, I hear they built like sisters over there in Monterey. Right? So, but we gonna take this journey, this passport thing, one step at a time. So this upcoming trip, I'm not even gonna tell you the dates. I'm gonna just pop up and start recording, start going live. It'll be this month. Next trip, we gotta do a Mexico trip. Next trip. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do a Mexico trip. All right. And that Mexico trip, it'll be this year, by the end of this year. All right. So, anyways, I'm over and I'm out. You guys take care. How was Alaska? It was shitty. It was shitty and depressing. All right. Everybody a dope fiend up there. I remember when I checked into my hotel. I don't want to say which one. It was a very expensive. It was like $500 a night at this hotel. Man, I get up there. This light skinned brother with like tattoos on his neck, on his hands. He got all this fake ass Cuban gold chains all on him, on his neck and on his wrists. I'm like, man, if those were real, like with he had like two or three Cuban gold bracelets on his wrist, 2, 3 Cubans around his neck, and I'm like, okay, this mother, like they just hire anybody up here in Alaska. I'm like, I'm calculating in my mind. I'm like, eh, that's at least worth like 15 grand, 20 grand worth of Cuban, and you working, nah, come on now. And he was I don't even want to mention that. I don't even have to mention that. There's no point. All right, but Alaska was just now I like the points that you get from booking hotels up in Alaska. For 2 nights, I got 10,000 points. Man, like I got like 10,000 points, hotel points when I stayed there in Alaska. That was great. Right. So breakfast was kind of, yeah. Well, I got some good points. Anyways, I'm on I'm out. You got at work while listening. Well, will Oin and I don't. Will I guess that means you were meant to write join. We'll join and talk in the next hour if you're still here. Nah, I ain't gonna be on here in the next hour. I'm getting off right now. But maybe next time. Maybe next time. 100% true. But anyways, y'all have a good night. Be safe. I'm over the mile. Peace.